Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. This is Mr. Bullen here. Hello. Today we're going to go ahead and get into the Bill of Rights. Remember, we are going to be stopping for discussions like usual. Today will be different in that we will not use a PAT list. Instead, you guys are going to complete an assessment at the end of class, an exit ticket, very detailed exit ticket for you guys to know what's up. All right. So, Bill of Rights, Bill of Rights, Bill of Rights, Bill of Rights. All right, we get this idea from the English Bill of Rights. So, like many things, we take our ideas from previous countries and we're just going to try and make them a little bit better. All right, Bill of Rights protects your individual rights. All right, remember, individual rights are known as freedoms or protections. The Bill of Rights were added to the Constitution. All right, Constitution 1787. That is what runs our government. It is also known as another thing. All right, and the first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. So the Bill of Rights is just the first 10, and only the first 10. All right, they were added to make sure that you guys were protected. An amendment is an addition or change. So if I use the word amend and I say I'm going to amend the rules of the classroom, that means I'm changing them, I'm adding them. If you amend your outfit, you're adding something to it. Amending your food, adding something to it, changing it a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with freedoms um, of the First Amendment. Amendment number 1. First off, we got 1, religion, 2, assembly, 3, press, 4, petition, and 5, speech. The question here says, do you notice something about these words? Do they perhaps make something? Of course, raps. Now, RAPS stands off first with freedom of religion. Religion, which means, of course, you have the ability to practice whatever religion you want. All right. Assembly, you have the right to gather to protest. All right. In many countries, you're not allowed to protest against the government, or they try and curtail it too much. That means control. The right of assembly says you have the right to do that. You have the right to meet together. You have the right to protest and let your voices be heard. Press, you have the right to write against the government. See what I did there? All right. You can write against the government. You can pin an article. You can write a Facebook post. You could say that Donald Trump or, maybe Obama before him was the stinkiest president ever. So you could go ahead and say whatever you want about the government. Now, petition. Petition is a rarely used one, but you can do it. It means you're allowed to ask the government to fix things. You get signatures, and then the people sign your document, and the more people that sign, the more powerful your document is. For instance, you could petition Mr. Bowling to change the rules in his classroom. You'd get a idea, and you'd have everybody sign off on it, and then you present it to me, and I might agree to your petition. Speech. This one's a big one. You can criticize the government. You're allowed to say bad things about them. That's the big deal here. Now, freedom of speech is a lot of things you can do, but it does have some limits. For instance, violence is not allowed. Attempting to cause violence is not allowed either. Additionally, there are some limits to what's called hate speech. Speech that is violent towards certain races, ethnicities, or parts of the United States. Together, RAPS is often called the freedom of expression. You have the right to express yourselves as you please, which is pretty cool. So, how we're going to learn these things is through a hand signal, okay? And I'm going to have everybody in the class just go ahead and do this real fast. Give me one finger. All right. All right, and for each part of RAPS, we're going to use one finger because it's the First Amendment. First things, freedom of speech. Shh. They cannot silence you from saying what you want. Next up, point to the sky. Freedom of religion. All right. Next thing, if you're going to write something, point at your paper because you have the right to write whatever you want with freedom of the press. Next thing, freedom of assembly. All right, people can come to you and discuss things with you. All right, yes, Marilyn Monroe, she's pretty awesome. And freedom of petition, you have the right to sign your name on whatever petition you please without getting in any trouble at all. All right, so a couple questions. Does everyone think the same in America? Go. What do you think freedom of speech allows you to express? Go. Remember, freedom of expression, freedom of speech is all about your opinion, your voice, your thoughts. Speak up. As long as it's not threatening, you're good. Can the government arrest you if you write an article criticizing the president? Go. Again, no. No, 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 no. Freedom of the press. Same as freedom of speech, except you're writing instead of talking. All right. Last 2 amendments we're going to hit today. We are making it quick today, guys. Amendment number 2. Now, give me 2 fingers here, and you may notice here what you got. It is going to be what? All right, well, if you got it right, then of course it is a firearm, a gun. Little pew pew. So you have the right to bear arms. This does not mean that you get the right to go to a grizzly bear and try and rip off its arms. You'll probably lose. It means you have the right to bear a firearm, which is a weapon, going from shotguns to rifles to pistols for self-defense, mainly in hunting. All right. All right, Amendment number 3 says no quartering soldiers in your house without your consent. All right, that means permission. So, quartering is when they stick soldiers inside your house just to make sure that the soldiers have somewhere to live. Now, obviously, there's a couple negative side effects here. Can someone tell me one of them? Okay, cool. But here's the deal. All those negative things aside, can you allow someone, can you give your consent, your permission to live outside your house and they be a soldier? Is that okay? Can you give a soldier permission to live inside your house? Answer is, of course, yes, 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 yes. You can give your consent because consent means your permission. You're allowed to give that out. Now, right to bear arms is real simple. Boom, boom, boom. You're looking at the finger guns. So, now 3 is a little bit more difficult. You got to imagine over here that you got husband living in his house on one side, the wife living in his house on the other side, and they're having that nice happy life. And then Mr. Soldier comes in. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna live in this house. What's up?" So the husband's over here. He's like, "Yo, what are you doing? All right, this is my house." The wife's like, "Oh, this is weird." And Soldier's like, "Yeah, we're best friends," but he's like the third wheel. No one wants a third wheel, okay? No one likes a third wheel. Yeah. So we do not want the third wheel. So hold up 3 fingers, and we're trying to get this third wheel out of here so he's not being weird to everybody. All right, there it is, guys. That is the notes. Now I'm going to ask you to go ahead and pay attention to the and go to the exit ticket.